Take a moment and just listen. Can you hear the voice in your head? What is it doing right now? Is it commenting on my words? Is it agreeing or disagreeing? Is it thinking about what you need to do later today or worrying about something that happened yesterday? For most of us, that inner voice never ever stops. It is the constant narrator of our lives, a non-stop stream of thoughts, judgments, memories, and anxieties. Now here is one of the most important and radical questions you will ever ask yourself. Who is the one who is hearing that voice? According to the spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle, that simple question holds the key to ending all of your suffering and awakening to your true life's purpose. In his profound and life-changing book, A New Earth, he makes a stunning claim. That constant chattering voice in your head is not who you are. The grand delusion, meet your ego. To understand Tolle's philosophy, you must first meet the villain of the story, and the villain is your ego. Now when Tolle talks about the ego, he doesn't just mean being arrogant or having a big head. The ego is something much deeper and more subtle. The ego is the false, illusory sense of self that is created and sustained by the constant compulsive stream of thought. The ego is the I in all the stories your mind tells. I am smart. I am not good enough. I need to achieve this. This happened to me. The ego is born the moment we learn to attach the word I to things. It starts simply. A child learns, my toy. The toy is not just an object, it becomes a part of the child's identity. If another child takes the toy, the suffering is immense, because it feels like a part of the self has been taken. As we grow up, this process continues, but it gets more complex. We identify with our possessions, my car, my house, our bodies, my looks, our social roles, my job, my status as a parent, our beliefs, my religion, my political party, our personal history, my story of suffering. The problem is that all of these things are temporary and unstable. Possessions can be lost, looks fade, jobs end, beliefs can be challenged. Because the ego's foundation is so unstable, it lives in a constant state of fear. It is always seeking to strengthen itself, to make itself more solid. It does this in a few predictable ways. It is always wanting more. It is never satisfied with the present moment, because in the present moment, it might cease to exist. So it lives in the future, constantly striving for the next thing that it believes will finally complete it. It also strengthens itself by being right. The ego loves to be in conflict, because in the act of proving someone else wrong, it feels superior and more defined. Every argument you have ever had that was more about winning than about finding the truth was your ego at work. Most fundamentally, the ego survives by creating a sense of separation, of us versus them. It is the source of all judgment, all comparison, all grievances. It defines itself by what it is not. This is the root of all human conflict. The suffering in your own life and the suffering in the world are not different in kind. They are different only in degree. Both are created by this same dysfunctional, illusory sense of self, the ego. The ghost in the machine, the pain body. The ego is not the only source of our unconsciousness. Living alongside it is another entity, what Tolle calls the pain body. The pain body is an accumulation of all the old, unprocessed, emotional pain from your past. Every moment of sadness, of fear, of anger, of shame that you did not fully face and process in the moment it happened did not simply disappear. It left behind an energy residue, a ghost of that emotion. Over time, these ghosts merge together to form a kind of energy field that lives in the cells of your body. For most of the time, the pain body lies dormant, but it needs to feed to survive, and its food is more pain. So, it waits for a trigger. It could be a casual remark from a friend, a sad movie, or a negative thought. When it is triggered, it wakes up from its slumber and takes you over. Suddenly, a small annoyance can become a raging anger. A minor setback can become a deep depression. When you are in the grip of the pain body, you are not yourself. The pain body loves drama. It will seek out situations and create thoughts that generate more negative emotion, because that is its food. It wants you to endlessly replay sad stories from your past. It wants you to get into pointless arguments with your loved ones. It wants you to feel like a victim. It is a vicious cycle. The pain body creates negative thoughts, and the negative thoughts feed the pain body. The Great Awakening, the power of sheer presence. So if we are not the chattering voice of the ego, and we are not the heavy pull of the pain body, then who are we? This is the central question of all great spiritual traditions, and Tolle's answer is beautifully and profoundly simple. You are the awareness behind the voice. You are the silent, still space in which all your thoughts and emotions happen. This is the state he calls presence, or awakening. It is not some complex mystical state that takes a lifetime of meditation to achieve. It is available to you right now in this very moment. The shift from being lost in thought to being the awareness of thought is the entire journey. So how do we do it? How do we make this shift? Tolle offers a number of simple, practical pointers. The first is to simply listen to the voice in your head as often as you can, but to listen to it as an impartial witness. Don't judge it, don't fight it, just notice it. When you can listen to a thought, you are aware that there is the thought, and there is you, the one who is listening to it. In that small gap between the listener and the thought, a new dimension of consciousness emerges, that is awareness. Another powerful practice is to bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air moving in and out of your body. This simple act anchors you in the present moment and pulls your attention out of the chaotic stream of thinking. A third doorway into presence is to feel the inner body. Can you feel the subtle aliveness in your hands, your feet, your chest? By bringing your attention to this inner energy field, you are again shifting from thinking to direct sensory perception. The key to all of these practices is this: you are not trying to stop your thinking. That is a battle you will never win, and it just creates more inner conflict. You are simply noticing your thoughts without getting lost in them. You let them come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. You, the awareness, are the sky. You are the vast, silent, and peaceful space in which the weather of your mind happens. When you can rest in this state of awareness, the ego and the pain body cannot survive. The ego needs you to be identified with your thoughts to exist. The pain body needs you to be identified with your negative emotions to exist. But awareness, or presence, dissolves them. It shines a light on them, and in the light of your conscious attention, these unconscious patterns simply cannot function. This is the Great Awakening. It is the discovery that who you truly are is infinitely more vast, more peaceful, and more powerful than the small, anxious self you thought you were. Your life's true purpose. When you begin to live in this state of awakened consciousness, your relationship to the world changes completely, and you discover that you actually have two purposes in life: an inner purpose and an outer purpose. Your outer purpose is what you do. It changes over time. It could be raising a family, starting a business, creating art, or helping others. This is the world of form, of action. And for most of our lives, this is the only purpose we are aware of. But Tolle says that we have a primary inner purpose that must always come first. Your inner purpose is to awaken. It is to be present. It is to be the silent, aware consciousness in whatever you are doing. Your inner purpose is not about the future. It is always and only about the quality of your consciousness in this present moment. The beautiful paradox is that when you prioritize your inner purpose, your outer purpose becomes infinitely more powerful and effective. When you are no longer driven by the ego's frantic need for validation or the pain body's craving for drama, your actions become infused with a new quality. Tolle describes three modalities or flavors of this awakened doing. They are acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. If it's a situation you cannot change, like being stuck in traffic, you practice acceptance. For many of the routine activities of your life, you can bring a sense of enjoyment. And for the pursuit of your outer purpose, you can bring enthusiasm, which is the joyful energy that arises when you are creating something or helping others. If you cannot bring acceptance, enjoyment, or enthusiasm to what you are doing, Tolle gives a simple piece of advice: stop doing it. Because if you are not in one of those three states, you are creating suffering for yourself and others. The dawning of a new earth. This inner shift in consciousness is not just about finding personal peace. It is, according to Tolle, the next step in human evolution. For thousands of years, human history has been dominated by the ego. The ego's dysfunction is the source of all the greed, the conflict, the violence, and the environmental destruction that we see in the world. But we have reached a critical point. Our technology has become so powerful that the old egoic consciousness is now threatening the very survival of our species and the planet. We are at a crossroads. We either evolve or we perish. This necessary evolution is the awakening of consciousness that Tolle describes. A new earth emerges when enough individuals on the planet awaken from the dream of the ego and begin to live from a place of presence. This is not a physical place we will go to in the future. It is a new state of human consciousness that is emerging right now. Every time a person awakens to the present moment, every time someone chooses a response of peace over a reaction of anger, A small corner of the new earth is born. The ultimate message of the book is that you cannot wait for the world to change. The change begins with you. The transformation of human consciousness is not a collective event that will happen in the future. It happens through the individual, in the only moment there ever is, right now. This is a profound and deeply hopeful philosophy. It's an invitation to end the war in your own mind, and in doing so, to become a source of peace in the world. If this inquiry into the nature of consciousness and a meaningful life is what you are seeking, then you are in the right place. Welcome to Geeky Philosopher. Subscribe and let's continue this awakening together.